Hello, this is Judy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a video about the stamp of the month for July of 2021, and it is called Strong Roots. It's a really cool stamp set. It has a house, a doorway, keys, and some trees and bushes to decorate your cards or scrapbook layouts. And they're really unique drawn pictures. I really like them. I mean, I fussy cut them out, and this is on some post-it paper. Okay, so I cut it out for masking because that seems to be the thing that I've seen a lot of. So I thought I'd give that a try. And I did like how it came out. And after you use your masks, I will put them in with my stamp set so that I can reuse them anytime I pull this stamp set out and I want to use a mask. These are images that I cut out, or I stamped to cut out for my scrapbook layout. And that's what is going to be with this layout kit that I'm going to send to anyone that orders from my website and qualifies to get the stamp set for $5, or they get it for free if they're VIP with a $50 order, or if you just buy the stamp set outright. So this is the layout, and it's a pretty simple one, really. But I use the Cricut collection from the Wander collection that they just came out with. And some of these pieces I created, the at home I created, and what else did I do? I just added the pieces from the stamp set. Otherwise, I rearranged it a little bit from what they had. They did have another piece of the decorative border, but I only used the brown and the green. And this is my prototype. I changed it for what's going to be in the kit. I use wood grain for this brown piece instead of the toffee, and then you'll have wood grain for the photo corners. Okay, and you could change this up, make this a 3x4 and a 3x4. I use a 3x3 and a 3x4, and this is a 4x6. You could, you know, change it to have it vertical if you want to, or horizontal. I mean, this depends on what photos that you have. So the only thing you will need is a white mat. You could also use a blue mat, and another option would be to stencil some clouds or just add some other decorative things in the background instead of just having it the stark white. But I kind of like the stark white. I'm kind of learning to use that. I did ink the edges of the white after I was done, just to give it a little bit of a border. I thought about drawing with a journaling pen, so that's another option. I didn't choose to do that, but it is an option you can do. Oh, that cloud is supposed to be over top of my photo. There you go. And then for all the pieces, I made sure to not put glue underneath where my photo would slide underneath it. It's just in case you make it and you don't have photos for it. But this is a really great layout to go out and take a picture of your home in a couple of different areas to put here, just to make it a memory of what your home looks like at this certain time. I thought that was a really cool idea. I like to take pictures of the landscape. We live on a farm, so it changes month to month. It changes a lot in what we're doing. So what you'll get is this in an envelope, and these pieces are a little bit longer, so it'll probably be a bigger envelope, but that's okay. And you have the green, and then this is the wood grain. I like how that looks. It's a little darker, but you could always use the other side, which is, depending on how many kits that I have, you may get a different wood grain pattern. This is a wood grain from Close to My Heart. They have that packet of wood grain paper. I hope they keep it when the new catalog comes out next, well, the end of August. We'll get a new catalog starting September 1st, and I hope they still have wood grain because I've really enjoyed working with it. So you're going to get the yellow base, and then the glacier photo mat. And let's see, you will get your sun and the clouds and the banners, the little letters for your happy and at home, and there's the wood grain photo mats or the photo corners. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. I don't have to put these back in. For this green piece, I stamped some of the trees on here, and I didn't go down far enough. I put the brown a little bit farther down, but as I said, this was my prototype. So if you want to add more definition, you could just stamp over the whole piece. It just adds texture. You don't have to be able to see what it is, unless you want to. That's fine. So you would stamp all over on this with the one stamp, and I'll use the other side of my Versamat, and I'll get some scrap paper. And I use the Sage ink because this is tone on tone. So I use the Sage ink to stamp this. And I try to use the smallest block possible that it will fit on. And I use this set of bushes, and it'll fit just about corner to corner. Oh, I use the other side. Our blocks have a flatter side, so this side is a little bit bigger than this side. So it gives you just a little bit more room. I may have done it this, doesn't matter. Probably not. There, okay. So use the Sage ink. And I do have a mask here, so you could, you know, make a mask and then stamp it so that you put the mask over it, and then you can stamp it again. Yeah, that's the idea. And if you want to make several masks, you could, you know, cover up several of them as you go. But you never know where it's going to show depending on what photos you use. So I'm just going to try and fill it all up with the ink. And I don't want to have it too confusing. That's kind of cool just the way it is, right? I just want some stamp texture on there. And I'll overlap those a little bit, but I'll show you how I fill in that portions that don't have any stamping on it. And let's see, my yellow is going to be here for my Sundance portion, so I'll just stamp a little there. And it wants to stick on me. Get there. And I'm just trying to follow where I saw that it didn't show. The at home will be here for mine anyway. That might be covered up depending on where I put the other portions. So we're going to leave that out. Now, to fill in these portions that are not covered, I use my little dauber, and I'll just go in and add a little ink to add some more dimension. And shadowing. And it doesn't have to be anything precise because it'll probably be covered up, right? I'm just going to really do the portions that I know will show, like the edges. I wanted to add some more definition to these edges. The bottom's going to be covered up by the wood grain. And going with it this way rather than like this, you're going to get some darker, it really catches the ink on the edge going up and down motion like this. So it adds that depth. Okay, so that's how I made that. Making your own pattern paper. All right. Now the wood grain I'm going to add some ink to as well. Because once I ink something, I want to ink all of the pieces to make it look like it's all cohesive, I guess is the word. And I'm using toffee ink on this for this inking. Covers up the white because our paper, as you may know, is white core, even the pattern paper. All right, so that's done. So those are the two pieces. It'll go like this, and then we'll have the pieces on top of it. So I also want to ink all the other pieces of paper. Now I'm going to color these with the ink daubers as well. When I cut these out, I will use a little bit of a white border around it. I didn't want to have the ink so intense by doing the edges like I did with the other paper. So I'm going to ink it like this now so that it doesn't look so dark around the edges when I do cut it out. I place this green piece a little bit higher, and then I'm going to cover it with the wood grain to match the border width that's here. You could make it farther apart to give you a little bit more room, or you can put it farther together or closer together. Okay, it's an option for whatever you would like to do. And our paper is double-sided. There's a light side and a dark side, so you may, you know, choose whichever side is more fitting for your photos. And you can put this down farther or up farther. And I think I'm going to do this one this way this time. Maybe I'll put it up. Let me see. And the pieces you can form to keep your photos joined. This way they're touching each other so that everything looks like it belongs together. I think I may restamp this piece. My black ink pad is really juicy, so this came out really dark. So I could always restamp that. Kind of like the tree back there. I may have this tree like this. I think I like it like that better. This just is too dark, so that's not going to be used. And you don't have to use all the pieces. You can use whatever you want. So I think I'm going to have it down here so I don't have that white that's in there. But I do like having these pieces here. I could have it like that. Okay. I'm going to make sure I leave room that this will cover that white part there. Now, this is a roll of black foam tape that's very thin. I picked up on sale. And I'm going to put it so that the tape is here, and I could even put it here like this. Be like that. And I won't take the backing off on this side, just this side, so that I can slide my photo underneath. There we go. And I'll do the same on these pieces. I have my sun next. And I like how adding the ink around the edges really made that sun pop. And I'm going to put it here. And a lot of your little pieces you can ink as well. Your wood grain photo corners, tie in this to here. And I think I'll glue those down because how I cut my photos, I laid them right over the photo corners. The photo corners really aren't covering the photos. I like how that looks. So that's what I'm going to do here again. And using tweezers allows you to be able to have perfect placement as well. If your fingers are anything like mine, you need to have help with perfect placement. I'm only going to do 4 corners because I don't know what size photos I could use. If I use the 3x4s or the 3x3s, or whatever size. I'll probably do the same as I did on the other one. What I did for the other one, this was actually a 4x6. This was over here. So I just trimmed this one down, cut the 4x6 in half so it was 3 and 3, and then just trim this one down to make it 3x3. So cut your photos in half to make them work for you. You know, you cut out just a portion of the photo, trim it down to use what you want. Make your photos and embellishments work for you, right? All right, so all these little clouds, I will actually ink as well, and I will ink the tags. There are banner pieces. And all these little tags. And make sure you do the right side. Whoops. Because you can see some are dark and some are light because it's the double-sided paper. Sometimes it's hard to tell. There we go. And the letters too, don't forget to check those. Some of them, you know, that could be either way, like the A and the H. You have to be careful. That's right. And I'll do this off camera and come back and show you how it comes out after I have it all inked up. So you've got the home. I made the at home with the Cricut and the new the offset feature. Yes, I believe that's what it's called, the offset feature, which is so cool. So you'll have 8 of these so that you can put, well, I won't need this one because that'll be covering it up if I do a 3x3. So this will go on that corner. And then you'll have one here and one here for the 3x4. All right, this one would have gone here. And maybe, depending on what I'm going to put there. Okay, so I will be back with everything inked and show you how it is. Okay, I went ahead and inked the edges of all of my pieces, and I did want to mention that I added some journaling lines, and this is the 0.05 pen from Close to My Heart, and I'm going to do the light side. And I just added some little dashes on the top to make it look like it has some stitching. These just kind of bring the color together. Now these pieces, will be the banner. And depending on what photo I have, they will probably go like that. And the at home can be down here or up here, or you know, wherever I want them. It could go across the bottom of the photo if there's nothing there. That would be cool. I like it right there because it blends in with the glacier because it's cut from the same color. Now for the clouds, there's 4 of each size, so you don't have to use them all. And you're just going to place them wherever you want. And I kind of used a large one and a small one. And you can see I used the light and the dark sides. So I would place, that's a dark one. So I'll put a light one over the top, because that denotes the shading. All right. And where'd my foam tape? How can I misplace this giant roll? So again, you can use this to add your dimension for your clouds. And I'm not going to put all these on again because I want to make sure my placement's good for whatever this is going to be in the front. I want to have it down here, I think. And then this one, let's get this lifted up a little bit. Let's see there, I can slide it in there. Will be behind. So it looks like the sun has clouds around it. And this will be popped up. So depending on where you want to put your other clouds, you can have them going off of your page. So that is, get this out of here so it doesn't show. That's the layout, and you can change it up to fit your needs. Oh, I did add some stitching on the top of these banners as well. And another thing that you can do with these banners is you can put an enamel dot or a one of our glitter gems in the corners to make it look like in these corners here. I just didn't pull them out to show you how that would look. So you would put them in the corner right here, and here, and here, and here. There we go. All right, so pull in the other one again. And I do like the wood grain much better. I like this one, but I like the wood grain better. So I'm glad I changed that up. I did go off the page on with these pieces, and then I just trimmed. Oh, I put the keys up here too. And those were on the white and inked the same way with the toffee. The clouds, as you can see, were a little different. Let's see. Oh, this was a different blue too. That is not the glacier blue, so you can see the difference in the color. I like the glacier better, actually. Even though it's personal preference. And so here is where I would put those dots, and I will add those because that's already attached down. So I hope you like this, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos by me, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me build this channel. And if you have any questions about ordering anything from Close to My Heart, my link to the website is in the description box below this video. Thank you very much for your time watching this. Have a great day.